A public service announcement from your favorite fundraising Urkow, Jose Along. People keep dying in Montevideo Hospital, and it's really tragic. But at least they usually die surrounded by their loved ones and random suspicious-looking doctors. Which is more than we can say for the ward keepers. 800 years ago, they fought wildfires in the forests of Deshirael, and they all died completely alone. Now, you can too. Cinder Edge is a solo tabletop role-playing game where you die alone in a fire. Manage your health, your sanity, and your mystic ward that holds back the infernal blaze. Back it on Kickstarter today, because as my cousin Smokey likes to say, only fires in the forest can be prevented by you.
Guys, I might have a bit of a problem. I found in a box of Mr. Bobbery's things, and there was this bag, and it's small enough. I wasn't really sure what to put in it, so I put a couple of source cards in there. I thought it might be good to hold on to them, and they're not in there anymore, and I can't get them out, and all that's coming out of the bag is fried sausages. I don't know. I've never seen a bag like this before. I can't get the cards out now, and I'm kind of panicking.
Rendo, are you telling me that the cards that I gave you have turned into sausages when you put them in the bag?
I don't know. I put them in the bag. There aren't any holes in the bag, and I'll reach my hand in, and I can't get. They're not in there anymore, and it just comes out with sausage. I don't know where it's coming from.
What kind of bag is this then?
Well, here, I don't know. I've never seen anything like it before. It's small. It's got like a buckle on it.
I'm intrigued by the part where you say it keeps coming up with sausages. Does that mean, like, if you take all of the sausages out, are there ever not sausages?
There's not. No. There's just more.
Label? Is there a label or something? Turn it inside out so I can see.
There's no end to the sausages.
I'll turn it inside out.
Sausages everywhere, just flying.
It's just more sausages.
Oh, jeez.
When I look into the bag,
how many cards did you put in there?
I don't know. I thought I only put in a couple. I don't know why there's so many.
I need to collect these. Take them back somewhere where they can be appreciated. Stop putting my cards in your sausage bag.
Has anybody else seen a bag like this before? I never have. It's like a belt bag or something.
Here, let's...
Don't all speak up at once.
I'm picking up these cards, Friendo. I'm very busy.
There's gotta be a label on it or something. Something to tell you how to wash it or something. Oh, right here, on the loop right here. Urinese? Belt bag of usefulness?
It's an endless supply of fried sausages. How useful is that?
It is
I
not
think this
useful.
one must be broken. Typically, it's not just sausages that come out of it, but the endless part is now making a bit more sense.
Yeah, maybe they were useful for somebody. I don't know who would need all this sausage, though. Maybe like a breakfast buffet or something?
Tinker seems very pleased. Oh god, he's got too many of them now. This is too many of them.
Tinker.
The pile of sausages is bigger than Tinker.
It really is, and I'm very concerned now. Tinker, how many have you eaten?
Oh, he's gonna get the runs, isn't he? Well, if we ever run out of food, we've got Mr. Bobbery to thank for this, and Kearney as well. Thank you for the
Sausage
bag
bag
of usefulness, I suppose.
Welcome back to Mythcraft the podcast, the ties that bind. Let's meet our hungover heroes. Maggie.
Nia Korahim. I waited in a really long line that turned out to be fake. It was a giant faux queue.
Andy.
Dr. Elixtiff. I'm not going to make a joke like that.
Roger.
Geist. I hope those source cards I gave Rendo help them complete their set.
Mal.
Orindo, I hope Geist never finds out I lost a couple of source cards.
And Alex.
Craigie or so. Oh, jeez, I'm glad these things only happen every 5 years.
And I'm your MC, Nathan. Let's jump in. Last time on The Ties That Bind, you each continued your respective adventures at the presidential party. Nia had a contentious meeting with a Robier foe, and Geist fumbled a con against the McDoverns. Now it's the next morning. The morning arrived all too quickly, especially for some of you, depending on how late you stayed out engaging in merriments. But it's early on Prime Day. Whoever decided to host the presidential party on Sunday night did not think through the ramifications of opening businesses the next day. Nia, we're back at the Cobbler's Cause. I would imagine you are bleary-eyed, to say the least.
Oh, I imagine she is probably just walking through the door, because she slept in the cemetery the night before.
That's right.
So I think, yeah, she's probably still a little bit drunk and is hoping to just go in and let Tinker out so she can have a cigarette outside.
Yeah, I mean, you can walk in, you walk past the Trubies, you let Tinker out. After a few minutes, Stacy would come to stand outside along with you. Just watch Tinker silently for a moment.
Morning.
Love, you don't look so good.
I believe that is what they call an understatement, dear.
I didn't want to be rude.
I did a bit of urban camping last night.
Is that what they call it now?
That's what I've heard.
What storefront you fall asleep in front of?
Not a storefront, a tree. Just a tree.
Oh, well, suppose that's a little more comfortable than the concrete.
You would think it's a really scrawny tree, which is a little concerning, but neither here nor there. Are they mad?
Are they mad? Why should they be mad? What happened last night?
I would have figured they would have probably, I don't know, maybe heard through the grapevine how I did not, maybe, I guess, make the best showing with that faux guy. I don't know that he's going to support me. It's not, completely off the table, but I don't know if he's going to support me.
It sounds as though things are no different than they were this time yesterday morning then. We didn't know that he would or that he wouldn't.
I suppose that's true. I don't want to fuck this up. There's been so much bad that has already happened in the last 6 months, and I just can't fuck this up.
Stacy shrugs. I understand the sentiment, but Nia, you can. And if you do, it's not the end of the world.
I have to remind myself very often that you are not my mother, and that this family is not the family I grew up with, because you say things like that and it is completely foreign to me, Stacy.
Yeah, she'll put her hand on your shoulder and then snake it forward, plug the cigarette out, and take a puff herself before handing it back to you. I'm not your blood mother, but there's no reason you can't think of me as a mother.
I very much do. So I'm glad to hear you say that.
Well, it sounds as though foe is not off the table, but it sounds as though certainly no ground was gained last night on that front. How did your shaking hands and meeting the people of the city go?
That went really well. That was probably the part that was the most infuriating about the whole foe thing, was that went so well. People really like shaking hands with me. I don't know why, but that was lovely. He was just...
That's wonderful, dear.
Kind of an ass.
Of course he is. He's been in politics for 200 years.
That is it. Yep, you're right.
That doesn't mean we don't need him. But yes, he is an ass.
Our little secret. Give a wink. Where's my little ass? Tinker. Oh.
He's like chasing a ground squirrel.
Rindo gave him too many sausages the other day, and he's been a bit of a little, I don't know what.
Your family history, there's more to your abilities, yes? I know you to be a caster of some kind.
Indeed. Sort of a master of all trades, but yes. Why'd you ask?
Just curious, she says as she's looking between you and Tinker. Well, I'm glad to hear that one of the two purposes that you were seeking last night did go very well. That's encouraging. Having spoken with Pete about some of the other plans we're working on, I am wondering if you can... It sounds like you're still in regular contact with Rindo. I'm wondering if you can approach him and see if he'd be willing to take on some more work for us. We'd pay him, of course. Pay him well.
Sure. Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely. It gives me an excuse to at the very least go and harass him for a little bit.
Splendid. We'll be holding a family meeting here on Garb's Day evening.
Right. Do you want Rindo at this meeting, or should I just have...
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Just remember the part where I just got. Yeah.
After a moment, Stacy would head back inside, obviously inviting you as well, but not telling you that you need to come in.
Yeah, she'd probably finish up with Tinker and come on in.
And over breakfast, there's some planning, there's some plotting, there's some rumor trading. Are there any, highlights from the events of the past night that you would want to be sure are brought up to the whole family?
I think she would disclose that the faux meeting kind of came up unexpected, and then therefore she did not perform as well as she would have liked to, but now having talked to Stacy, she's going into that meeting less unsure of herself and where everybody would be coming from in the family.
Yeah.
Beyond that, she's just sort of trying to stay awake and make some sort of sense while also trying to take in any information that she can. I think she would definitely also try to share any of the important people that she had met earlier in the evening that she felt like there was maybe a good chat with, or any kind of positive progress. The compliment sandwich, but of the events of the night.
Perfect. This would not have been positive, but would Bangino have come up at all?
Probably, but in just the that guy, that sort of...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that as the breakfast passes, you'd feel that sense of shared acceptance of both the good and the bad that you've gotten from your dad, but usually when your mom hasn't been in the room. So it is a different dynamic just having everything on the table next to the hot sauce. After breakfast passes, Tinker would need to be let out again at some point.
For sure.
And when you do, Tinker would behave a little bit strangely. He'd circle around a few times and then just sit down and stare at you with a cocked head. And effectively, Tinker is going to start communicating to you that he is more than he seems.
I think that in that situation, being that she's a bit bleary-eyed and at this point now coming out of the drunk into waking hungover, you ever been there before? Yeah. I think she would be like, what the fuck did you just say to me, Tinker? She would not, I think, initially realize that it was her waking life and maybe think that she was had fallen asleep or something.
For sure.
Really
Tinker yaps again and blinks, and you see yourself from Tinker's eyes. You're looking up at yourself, which is definitely not a perspective that you're used to. And then Tinker blinks again, and you're looking at your small dog once more.
Immediately would probably start dry heaving from the vertigo, hard shift of height, and just everything that's happening. Oh, what are you? Precious. She's going to very slowly approach him like you do when your dog is holding something they're not supposed to have, and you don't want them to run away. Tinker, Mimore. Jimmy, come here. Slowly try to pick him up.
Yeah, you reach down, your hand passes in front of him, and he's not there anymore when he would have come back into view. But you feel something tickling your hand.
Just flip her hand over.
There's a large moth on it with a tiny little Tinker head.
Oh, I hate this.
The fuck?
Oh, I love this. You're so very, very wee. Oh my. She's gonna make sure nobody else is looking at her because she just realized she's out in the open of their little garden area or whatever. And I'll brush her hand down again and see if anything happens.
Yeah, you flick your hand away and the moth flutters around you a little bit, goes behind you, and then Tinker the dog comes out behind your ankle.
Oh my, hush, no one's gonna fucking believe this. No, how do we? I am very much awake. I'm very much awake. I am certain of that now because I felt it on my hand. That's just science. You can't make that up. Oh, Tinker. How does Tinker look through all of this? Does he look concerned?
No, emotionally, he looks completely nonchalant. Physically, overall, I'll leave that more or less in your court. From what I recall, he's got reddish-brown fur, right? Yes. So the moth patterning would look similar. He'd have the What are the fluffy antennae called? Anthers?
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
You had me a fluffy antenna.
Sure. But yeah, the coloration looks similar, but the behavior is just completely casual.
Little guy. Do they have a little bench or anywhere like I could sit out here?
Yeah. It depends on how you would feel about doing this, but that spot that Sheldon showed you on the night of your wedding, overlooking the river, is a nice secluded area with a couple benches and a little courtyard.
She would just sit there with Tinker, I think. She would just smoke a cigarette and then be like, I wonder, and like be just using that time that it took her to smoke a cigarette to figure out, I wonder if this works now, and try the next thing. Because at this point, the adrenaline is enough that she's going to want to stay awake, but the body is weak. Yeah. So we're struggling just a little bit, but she's very determined because this is too cute. No whittle. I wonder if she would like snap and see if that would do something. If she thought of a different creature, if that would change it, or if it always became a moth or like that sort of thing.
Yeah, so in this, we'll call it a training montage. You're able to get a few different iterations of Tinker. Mechanically, that's not something you're going to be able to recreate on the fly. But as you're learning Tinker's newfound skill set, as he's manifesting his abilities before you, you see Moth Tinker, you see Crow Tinker, not to be confused with Crowgeist.
It's terrifying. The image I had in my head is terrifying.
You would at some point see Centipede Tinker, just this elongated, small dog with dozens of legs going all the way back. Old Tinker head at the front.
This is my least favorite version of you, my love. I'm going to be perfectly honest right now. I get it out of your system now.
And then he goes back to dog form. Oh, at one point he turns into a small bear. That's a thing that happens.
We are going to get into so much good mischief with this one. I can already tell. Oh my god. We're gonna try the bow again. I'm telling you right now, the bow is going to be tried again. That's for sure. And she lights another cigarette.
We will leave Nia and Tinker overlooking the Dirge River in Sheldon's old courtyard and move elsewhere in the city. Around the same time of day that breakfast with the cobblers is taking place, in the Stith household, there's a similarly familial breakfast. There's the strong bonds of family present here as well, as Alfie and Evie are trading stories and constantly one-upping each other of the events of the past night. Did you not see my my gang that I started? I got that chat going. I really think that's gonna help. Is that so? Well, I have internship interviews with all 9 of the major political parties, and I have on the books meetings to talk policy with them and why O'Brien would be the best candidate for them. Yeah, but I had so many people chanting with me. Just back and forth.
You both did wonderfully. And Alfie, everybody saw you. I'm pretty sure there's nobody that didn't see you.
That's right.
Have you ever considered how being loud would be bad for you? Not everybody goes for that.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Just shoves a biscuit in his face.
There was almost, the thought was almost there, Alfie. Did you get any names, at least, Alfie, from your group? Anybody that's gonna...
Oh, that's gonna help O'Brien? I think all of them are gonna help O'Brien, but yeah.
No, help you.
What do you mean?
Alfie.
The prize that you promised was whichever one of us got more people to help O'Brien. Mom.
Yes, but when you want to call upon a favor in the future, do you want O'Brien to know your name or their name?
Well, my name, but that's why I was loud.
Mm-hmm. So, by having all these people now helping O'Brien, how's he gonna know you if they're all helping O'Brien instead of helping you?
Because I was loud, Mom.
Did you talk to O'Brien at any point? How would he know who you were?
Well, I was out in the very front. I had the biggest sign.
That's true.
I mean, Little Dicky helped me paint it, but I don't
like
it's in the name.
I don't like that kid. He's
fine. He's just think
he spent months painting dicks all over the city.
Oh, Ma, you saw that? Why? That's why
Did you do that too?
Of course. Okay. Everyone at school saw it. Everyone was talking about it. I didn't think that... Mom. He's like unripe tomato green. It's like the equivalent of a half-trollkin blushing.
It's fine. It's fine. Evie, you win.
She doesn't respond. She just smirks at her brother.
I've already bought you the next book in your set. It's up in your room.
Thanks, Mom.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you both at least did something productive.
Yeah, no, I mean, even... Okay, here's the thing, Mom. Like, I was out...
Oh, there's more.
Oh, well, no, look, like, I was loud. I was on the front lines. I mean, if you're...
Very loud.
Yeah, right? So, I would just ask Daniel Trout, Jesse Fishgrab, Corey Griffin, Luke McWilliams, Blair Little, Ryan Scripture, Michael E., Tom, Adam Buck, Daniel Pinford. All of them just know my name.
Well, you did get names then.
Yeah, of the gang, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so now you need to have them report to you, right?
Right, yeah.
Start building that leadership so you can be like your dad.
Yeah, no, I've been watching...
That's what you want, right?
I know what Dad... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you did good, Alfie. You just need
Thanks,
to
Mom.
think the next step.
Yeah. That means I've got to go talk with Little Dicky.
Yes. Yeah, all right. Can you convince him to paint
Maybe I can
something
get him
new?
to paint me on the walls.
What? No.
What, you want me to lead? More people? No. More people know my face if it's all over the walls. Paint the town green.
You know what? Do it. See how it goes.
I will.
I expect to see everywhere, across Sturge, your face, painted by Little Dicky. Okay. No more excitement. I don't know the next time your dad's coming home. I was able to do what I needed with O'Brien and send the message, so hopefully he's back soon. We're good. We're good, I think.
Well, I've got to get to school.
Are you actually going today?
When don't I?
When you go with Little Dicky to paint the town.
But besides that, and then he just slowly walks out of the room to go pack up his
finger gun back up.
Yeah, yep. Bumps his head on the door frame and then ducks down and...
Young's just gonna put her head in her hands and rub her temples a few times. He'll get there. He'll get there.
Yep. What does Elix's morning routine look like? It's a weekday, so you will need to go into the hospital, but given your particular role, I'll give you autonomy to kind of set your own schedule a little bit.
Yeah, I think she'd spend her morning cleaning up the house. She cooked breakfast, she'd get everything cleaned up, everything put away, everything tidy. She'd probably go down into her lab for a couple hours and get some things running, get some things cooking, and get things to a place where they have to run for the next 12 hours. Basically get everything going and set before she leaves so that she could just go to the hospital, do her day job, and come back to do the next step of whatever needs to be done.
Her personal basement lab, to be clear.
Her personal basement lab. Yes. Go down in the basement and set everything up nicely. She's expecting some new stuff to come in soon, so she's got to get that cleaned up.
Yeah, perfect. And then when you head out to the hospital, we'll leave Elix there for a minute. Bit of an abrupt transition maybe to rock bottom as we hone in on Geist.
You mean Geist doesn't have a cute family breakfast table? That's funny.
I got a series of volleyballs that I keep in my bat cave.
Geist, how are you doing this morning?
Not good, boss.
Yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, gladly. After 6 months, almost as much on ice as Nyx's body here in this Undercroft, I venture back out there in an attempt to see if there's an opportunity to be present, to make something work, to try to pay back the Gentlemen Brigands for all the work that they have put into me in helping to keep Nyx in stasis. And just like at the wedding, he can't get it done. He can't get the message across. He's stumbling over his words. It's not working no matter how hard he's trying. It's hard to try to make everything seem like it's fine and normal on the outside whenever you're having a battle of wills on the inside. But he starts his morning like he starts most other mornings. There's one thing he can control, and that's to make sure that the offering of the necessary pint is put into the cryocrypt before he does anything else.
Yeah. Some bookkeeping on that. You're consistently putting 1 pint in each day?
Yes. Yes,
Plus
I am.
whatever you gather from other people.
Yeah. Plus whatever I acquire from patrons of various levels of willing.
Great. Okay.
Are there any contingencies that Geist can think of or wants to pursue given how things went last night? Checking in on the Whispering Winds, staying away from the Whispering Winds, cooking up any of his own plans?
I think one thing Geist would do, probably this morning, possibly quite early before the streets were remarkably packed, he would make his way over towards the Whispering Winds, but he would not stop in. All he would do is go to the alleyway next to his shop, and he would swap out the chamber pots that are there. He would make sure that there is a pewter chamber pot that currently has a flowering plant in it.
Noted. Can I have you make a luck check?
It feels right. That'll be a 4.
So one challenge with the Whispering Winds is that Archie is gone, and has been for a matter of weeks.
That is a challenge. Is the place locked? Is it open? Does it look like it's been robbed? Okay.
It does not look like it's been robbed. In fact, it does not look like Archie took more than what his normal paycheck would have been. It looks like he paid himself out of the cash register for the past however much time that he did work. Dust has gathered. It looks like the place has been uninhabited since he's moved out.
I think seeing this, it would be hard not to venture in. I think there's that quintessential scene from any rom-com where the person walks into the store and they're walking through different shelves. They're walking back by the counter, places their hand along the wood grain of the shelves, goes and stands next to the fireplace, and is kind of second-handedly reliving the various conversations with the group in those places, in those spaces, and checking the dust as he lets it all settle, because that's the physical reminder that what he's thinking, what he's remembering, what he's desiring in his head isn't the reality of what is currently happening. Things are dirtier than they used to be. Things are messier than they used to be.
Yeah. With Archie having moved out, would Geist... I know you're not staying overnight at the Whispering Winds. I know you've got your new hideout that virtually no one knows about. You want to keep that. But would you want the Whispering Winds to open? Would you want someone here to run it and see to it, given that it's a business day?
It's such a tough decision. The reasonable thing is, yeah, obviously, any good business owner would want to make sure that they have money coming in. I unfortunately just don't know if that is the prime priority right now. I think to hire somebody else to work the store is an impossibility. To ask for help is an impossibility, because you'd have to reach out to someone that you're close with, and hard to be close with people that you're intentionally pushing away. And for obvious reasons, it's impossible to summon Crow back. That's just a level of feeling and emotion that can no longer be summoned. If Crow was the representation of innocence and purity and what Geist remembered his childhood self to be like, that doesn't exist currently. So the actual psychic power it would take to manifest that image is too challenging. He's buried. He's gone. So I don't think so. I think he spends a little bit of time. He grabs a little bit more coin. Maybe somewhere in his subconscious, he realizes that he can only do this maybe another day or two before there's not going to be any coin, and then rent's going to be a challenge. But he heads out the back door. I don't know if Archie's been taking the trash out. Keeps piles of trash in the back alleyway. Most individuals, probably his neighbors, are furious about this, but there's probably a couple of denizens that aren't furious about this. Do I see anybody in the back alley? You know, the people that really matter. The trash griffins. Is that you, Greg? I think he just sits down on the ground.
Greg comes up and puts his ratty little paws on your leg. Looks up at you with his beady yet somehow anime large eyes.
He's seen so many things.
So many things. He has a thick piece of twine belted around him with Nyx's straight razor sheathed in it.
Yep.
And he has a leather X harness crisscrossing like gun belts over his shoulders down to his waist, with little glass fragments tucked under them like throwing knives.
Greg, you are more magnificent than I could ever begin to describe. You are the perfect creature. Where did everything go wrong, Greg? I wait for a response, like I'm having a conversation with this dude.
Yeah, he cocks his head. You can only imagine what's running through it. Well, when the Southerlies moved in, that's when everything went wrong.
I know. They were going to be a problem from the start. If only they would have stayed on their turf and we could have stayed on our turf, things wouldn't have got so complicated. What am I saying, Greg? I know you understand this. I know I don't need to tell you this. It's lonely where I'm at, Greg, but I think that's good. Don't ask such challenging questions. You know I don't have the wherewithal to answer them.
Drops his head.
I didn't mean to be terse with you.
Takes his paws off of you and slinks into a pile of trash nearby.
That's fine.
His head pops up to be sure you're not leaving.
No, I'm still here.
After a second, he pops back down in. And then, have you ever, this is saying too much about me and my personal life, but have you ever left a banana peel on the counter for so long that it turns to liquid?
Oh. No.
Say that one more time so I can fully process it.
Have you, Nathan?
Or not.
Is this the voice of experience?
It has been a number of years since this has happened to me.
Okay.
Liquid is a stretch, but imagine there's a core thread surrounded in a gelatinous toothpastey substance that is what used to be the skin of the banana peel.
Yep.
And there's just fibrous strand. Yeah, so Greg drags one of those and lays it across your knee. And then it just looks at you expectantly.
For all of the bullshit that Geist has been getting into recently, there's one thing that he's known these little creatures for longer than he's known most of the people in this entire story, right? NPCs, player characters aside. He's already hurting, and to see that Greg has just walked over and bequeathed the primo trash offering over here, right? Like, this has been aged for possibly weeks, if not months. And I think Geist just begins to cry. Breaks down, sitting on a pile of trash with Greg and something that used to be a banana on his knee.
Not far away, half a mile, short jaunt. The new lease is opening up. The main crowd comes through later in every evening, but there's nothing stopping anyone from coming in closer to late morning, noon. Elias would be doing inventory. Jackal would be there counting lemons and happy to see that there are a lot of them now, enough to last through the rest of the week. Rendo, what would you be doing the morning after the presidential party?
Rendo is typically an early riser, but this morning he's slept in and is having a really hard time getting out of bed and is just kind of groggy and not completely awake yet.
Does the new lease offer breakfasty type, coffee shop type accommodations, or is it like just a dive bar pub food kind of establishment?
We could do omelets or like a breakfast scramble, sausages.
You do have those in abundance. Yeah, okay. So there's a handful of people that are coming through, especially a nice, greasy hangover food sausage after the presidential party. There are definitely some residents of Meyer Depths that are coming through. You'd recognize some familiar faces, especially given your time over the past 6 months in the establishment. You'd know a handful of people by name as they come through. And as morning blends into afternoon, eventually, a familiar face would come in who is middle-aged human woman. She's wearing her academic robes. This would be Leah Delagny, the psionics professor. You know, I had not been to this establishment, but it's a lovely place. It's quite far from the university. I can't say how often I'll be here, but whenever I'm in town, I'll swing by. Aside, of course, from our tutelage.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Of course, and it was Selena, right, who is taking the lessons?
Yes, yeah.
Right. Well, I'm happy to do an initial introduction to the course with her and just see where she's at, see where we can expect to go in the next few months. Kind of an assessment of how primed her mind is for latching onto psionics. You see, I'm not sure I should ask before I continue, because I don't want to assume over-familiarity with magic. I also don't want to talk down to you if you do already understand the fundamentals. So what is your experience and Selena's experience with magic? How much do you know of fundamentals?
I know nothing. I mean, sometimes stuff happens when I get really upset, but it's nothing that I know names for or really know what's going on.
I see.
Selena can do some stuff. She can form pacts or bonds. I don't know how much of that is controlled, but she seems to understand more than I do, so...
I would venture a guess that is her fiend blood nature, but that does suggest some level of psionic attunement. I think that is a good sign and a good foundation. And Selena is nearby. She's bobbing her head back and forth like, yeah, I understand some, I don't understand much, not super well educated, but I know like some basics. Well, Arindo, before I go further, you mentioned stuff happens when you get mad. Now, don't think I didn't notice that. That means that there's some magical potential with you as well, perhaps some latency. Is this something that you yourself are interested in exploring and cultivating? Because I can take on 2 pupils, of course, for the price of 2 students.
I mean, I never considered. I'm not opposed. I'm not sure I can afford tuitions right now. I've got some new financial arrangements going on at the moment, but I mean, as soon as those are cleared up, sure, yeah, at some point.
Okay, right, so we can defer this if you wish. There's a couple different financial options I can offer. One is private lessons here. That would be $4,000 per student for the semester. The alternative I could offer is if you were to enroll, it's a little bit late now, but we can catch you up. If you were to enroll in Faux University, we could also look at scholarship programs, see if there's any particular talents that you offer that might benefit the university in some way.
I had never done school before. That kind of sounds fun, actually.
Well, scholarships are usually handed out on a variety of merits. So if you are particularly athletic and want to try out for a sports team, if you're particularly intellectual and want to try out for a debate team or a junior politics team, or if you have other talents that deal with some of the other clients of the city and are willing to do so on behalf of the university, there are options.
I think I'm following what you're putting down. I might have some skills.
Well, I'll go ahead and do my initial assessment of where both of you are at now, and then I would recommend that you stop by the admissions sometime later this weekend. We'll take it from there.
Cool, yeah, great.
All right. And then she'll launch into some academic lore about magic. Arcane magic is people that tap into the fundamental wellspring, the spark that created the universe and the planes of existence. Divine magic is entering into some sort of agreement with a god who themselves access the arcane source, but due to the danger of the arcane source, some people prefer to enter into either pragmatic or religious bindings with deities, basically in order to give favors to those deities rather than risking touching the fundamental wellspring themselves. Primal magic, not really applicable to life in the city as much. We can get into that a little bit more later if you're interested. I know we're mainly interested in psionics. We'll get there. Occult magic is tapping into divine magic or arcane magic through less than what we might say reputable means. It's effectively stealing magic from others rather than going through the proper venues. Now, who am I to judge, right? We live in Dirge. But the one that we're really interested in, due to the desire to manipulate things with your mind, be able to speak into other people's minds, that would be psionics. And that is the ability to envision what you want with such conviction that it just happens. Given that Selena here has been able to create pacts with people without speaking or writing, just through sheer thought, that's a very encouraging sign for psionics. So I imagine that she will be a star pupil. And you, Arindo, I think that the case is true for you as well, given that things happen when you are frustrated, angry. That, to me, suggests that you have great potential as a scion as well.
look at me. He'll kind of glance over at Selena and just sort of chuckle.
Yeah, she smirks and she does her version of a chuckle as well. Almost a whistle. And then Professor Delagny would go through some rudimentary, think like Luke on Dagobah basic. See if you can lift the stone with your mind, and neither of you can, but she can tell that you're trying. And with your permission, I will probe slightly into each of your minds as you're attempting, just to see where we're at. Do either of you have any problems with me doing that?
No, none from me.
Selena would shake her head as well, and she'll go through the same exercises. Lift the rock with your mind, not with your hands or your tail. Yeah, and each of you would try, and you feel a gentle but persistent presence from Professor Delagny as she's just assessing you all. And then she nods. You two both are latent and have a great deal of potential skill. I would highly encourage you to stop by admissions.
Cool. Thanks, yeah.
That last sentence would have been overheard by Nia as you head into the new lease. You'd see this professor. She would nod. She'd say, "It was wonderful to see you again, Rindo, and you, Selena. I hope that you'll enroll in my class. If you don't, private tutelage is still absolutely something that I can do. My rates are non-negotiable given politics with the university."
Right, yeah. Yeah, it was good to see you. I'll see you again soon at the university.
Splendid.
And yeah, hi.
Hello, Rindo. It's gonna just kind of like point over her shoulder as this person is walking in. Did I just hear correctly? Are you thinking about taking classes at the university?
Kind of brushes his shoulder off a little bit. Maybe.
Look at you. That's fantastic. Pardon me. That's wonderful. I'm so excited to hear that for you. How have you been, everybody? And she's gonna give Selena a bit of a wave. Darling, how are you?
She'll nod. She's smiling in her eyes. You can tell she's happy.
She would pull up at the seat next to her. So, future scholar of Dirge, Rindo.
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far.
Tell me everything. What is it about? What are you doing?
Quickly, is Tinker present with you, Nia?
Very much so. In purse mode.
He could change into a purse now.
Yeah.
Caveat. Purse dog mode. She has her little carrying case for him, and he's clearly been given strict orders that he has to stay in the bag. He's not to leave the bag. Tell me everything.
Lean his elbows on the counter and get more eye level with you. Well, Selena and I both are looking to learn more of that brain magic, that psionic stuff.
That is brilliant. Really and truly. And from what I hear, she is top notch. You've got best of the best there, however you decide to go about it. Were you going to actually try to enroll in full classes? I didn't know, because running a business and doing that can be a lot.
I mean, it wasn't something I'd considered before today, but I've got a really capable staff here when I'm not present, so I'm sure, gesture to Elias and Jackal, I'm sure we'll work something out. I've gone bouts of not being present before. I'm sure I can do it again.
We have enough lemons to get through the next 10 days. I think we're in tip-top shape.
Yep, see? I've got enough lemons. I could be gone for at least 10 days.
I was going to say, that should be all you need, surely. Yep. Well, that's wonderful. Please do keep me posted about this. And if you need any kind of assistance or help, let me know. There's always scholarship programs and scholarships, and I am very, very well attuned to all of the things that go with it, just from my own personal experience and now what we're doing with some of the young people. So really and truly, I want to help you see this through. This is fabulous.
Thanks, yeah. Yeah, that professor lady was saying something about scholarships as well. Mentioned
good.
Potentially maybe some kind of freelance work.
All right.
If you know what I mean.
Bit of a work-study sort of thing. That could be okay, maybe, perhaps. Right. Sorry, I didn't come here to just pick your brain about literally what you were talking to the other person about necessarily. I just never thought I would be having that conversation with you, Rindo, and I got very excited on your behalf. I did need to check, though, and see. You're invited to a bit of a family gathering, and hopefully you'll be able to attend. It'll be on Garv's Day. would you possibly be able to make it? It's like typical breakfast time, you remember?
Yeah, which family?
The only family that matters, Rendo.
Right. Sorry, just...
I'm teasing
figured
you.
I should check.
You got hired by the last one. It was a fair assessment to make. I have to keep the levity where I can find it, right? Speaking of levity, do you have a minute?
I'll kind of glance around and see no pressing matters that need his attention. Yeah? Why?
I want to show you something. And I just need to borrow you for maybe like 5-10 minutes or so, but just the two of us.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll be back in a bit. Don't burn the place down.
Would anybody be in the basement right now?
I mean, Jacqueline and Elias might be up and down, but they can stay out if you need them to.
Yeah, tell them to stay out for a minute. And Nia's gonna very, very much little sister to big brother mode. Grab Rendo as soon as they get through the threshold at the basement. Pull him into a dark corner. I have got to show you the coolest thing that I think I've ever seen. And she's gonna start pulling Tinker out of the back. And it's literally just Tinker. There's nothing seemingly remarkable. It's just Tinker. You can tell Nia's very tired still, so maybe you're thinking, poor woman's just delirious. I've got to show you, and just wait just a moment. And she might even hand him to you as she's pulling treats and stuff out of her bag.
He's very cute. I've seen him before.
Tinker tries to lick Rendo's nose.
Mm-hmm. Nice to see you too, buddy.
Cute is an understatement. Rendo, watch this. Tinker, I love watch as we practice.
Tinker cocks his head.
She's gonna do some sort of hand thing that she will have determined that will turn him into his little moth mode. God damn it! Dick, I swear to you, he does this thing now. Rendo, he turned into a fucking bear. I can't make this up, and nobody wants to believe me. And I can't, there's only so many people that I can actually tell about it. And I thought maybe at the very least you'd be interested. And she's going to do the little hand thing again. Tinker! Tinker!
I think he's
20 minutes
in my hand.
20 goddamn minutes this morning you spent in the frickin' garden turning into moths and crows and this, that, and the other. And here you are, a little dog in his hands. You can put him down, Rendo. You can put him down.
Yeah, he definitely peed in my hand.
I apologize. And she'll hand him a little cloth.
Thanks. Are you feeling okay?
I am feeling a lot of things, Rendo. Thank you for asking. Very few people ask that question nowadays. And right now, the thing I'm feeling most is confused all morning, Tinker. And she's just speaking nonsense to this dog, like you do when you're just incensed at your animal in a way that she's I just don't understand.
Tinker tilts his head, spins around a few times, sits down looking the wrong way, spins around one more time and sits down looking at you.
I haven't seen him do that before.
Yeah, that was it. That was exactly what I was hoping he would do. Perfect. Thank you, Tinker.
Nicely done, Tinker.
She's gonna throw a treat at him. Sure. That was the move. I don't even know. Just waves her hand.
Have you been getting sleep? Good sleep?
I've always been of the belief that those two things were sort of exclusive of each other. There was sleep and there was there's no such thing as really good sleep. No. I would say no, probably.
Selena and I have a couch that we can turn into bed if you want a change of scenery some night.
Oh, I'm sorry. For a moment there, I thought it was just a strange brag, but that's very exciting. Thank you for that offer.
I don't know. A sleepover or something. It could be.
I
just
appreciate that.
You can forget I said anything. It's all right.
That's very kind, and I will take you up on your offer should I find that I need it. And it's very kind of you to make it to begin with. I suppose I should probably let you get back to work. I said I would only keep you for a minute, and here we are, down here for quite some time. She's gonna look at Tinker again and start to gesture for him to get back into the bag. Come on, Tinker.
He'll run around the basement a couple times and then he'll do it.
Breakfast time. We'll see you midweek. Yes?
Yeah.
Good. Maybe the son will behave by then. And she's just going to start walking toward the door.
Okay.
We'll leave them there for now. So, the day after the presidential party, Gregory, obviously you'd have a lot of notes to compile. That's something you can be doing over the coming days as you go into the Red Line Press for a few hours each day. I don't have anything specific to focus on at the Red Line Press, but I'll open the door if you do.
I think it'd be interesting to have a conversation with Carlo Frangino about what Mr. McDovern had said about knowing kind of exactly what journalists have written, exactly which piece. And I don't know, I think he could have some really good insight or opinions into someone really keeping note of journalists like that. Because that's very concerning to Gregory. Because I wrote down some other points you had said for most of the other candidates when I asked them questions. All I have under McDovern was knows a lot about what journalists have written.
Yeah, Mr. Frangino would listen with interest and he'd say, well, Gregory, on one hand, that's encouraging for McDovern's intellect. It shows that he reads the press and pays attention to it. It sounds like that's true not just of our establishment, but of the other journalistic enterprises around the city. That shows a level of attention and care that, on one hand, could be quite valuable in a president. On the other hand, his last name has been associated with old crime families for multiple centuries, and it's possible that he's looking for pressure points in any establishment that might help or hinder his career aspirations. What was the sense you got of him based on the speech he gave, the energy in the crowd? Did he seem to respond to the crowd? Did he seem to drive the crowd?
Yeah, he seemed to really kind of say some things, the crowd would react, and then he'd kind of get the energy from there. But he wasn't a lot of substance. I mean, not many of them said many things of substance, very broad strokes.
Right, it's the presidential party. No one says anything worth anything. But, we do it every 5 years.
Yes, we do. It's just, maybe you're right. Maybe his name being associated for so long with the crime family. But it just, the way he said everything about all these journalists and what they've written in these pieces, it seemed very much... there was an undertone of almost like, I'm watching you, and I'm paying attention, and I know what you're doing. I don't know, it gave me chills a little bit.
Carlo would nod. He'd take his glasses off and dust them on his lapel, put them back on. Gregory, you're a sharp journalist. Trust your instincts. You say it felt ominous or had a tone of... A threat might be too strong a word. It might not. I would advise you to trust your instincts. Maybe this is even something you should... dig into, see if you can get to know any of the members of the McDovern staff.
Could be. It seems a little risky. I mean, if I'm kind of feeling that way, getting closer, maybe it is best to get closer to, I'm not saying he's, the enemy, but, people always say, I don't know what the phrase is. I lost my train of thought there.
It's why you're a great writer.
Right, yeah, it's, speaking, not so much, but the writing, that's why you hired me. Gregory takes a note. Take speaking lessons.
Real.
Simply, I would say, Gregory, I would trust your instincts. If you think that there's a story there, I would dig into it. If you begin doing that, you know that you're in a dangerous career. A journalist is always on the line of fire, especially in the capital of Falth. So on one hand, embrace the danger and try to expose it. On the other, don't bite off more than you can chew. Be judicious.
That's a very good point. Maybe I'll start small, talk to some of the other journalists he mentioned, maybe see if they have any relations or anything like that to him. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'll dig into this a little bit, but with some caution.
It's prudent. It might help to compare notes with journalists from some of the other news organizations as well. See if they got the same feelings or if they have any other perspectives. What sources you can trust, of course. Don't just go spreading gossip about this man.
Of course not.
And, you would go about the rest of your time at the Red Line Press and then pop into Craigslist at some point to just see how everything is running there. I think it would make sense if Craigslist has one of those back doors next to the dumpster where the delivery vehicle is stationed.
Yeah.
So let's say you come in through the back and you see some packed boxes that are being sealed up and everything, and you hear your dad talking with someone in the front room. Oh, I heard the back door. Let me see. That might be him. Gregory, son, got an old friend out front who wants to talk with you.
Oh, sure, yeah. Oh, busy day here today. Yeah, who is it? Make his way up.
Oi, Gregory, good to see you again. And of course it's Bill.
Bill! Well, it's good to see you, Bill. How's it going?
Oi, put it there, Gregory. It's good to see you too. Oh, why is it not called Gregory's List? Made it a little hard to find you.
You wouldn't get it.
Doesn't roll off the tongue as easily. Craigslist just sounds better.
Gregory's List, Craig's. I guess you've got a point there, right? So I've been talking with Pete and with Tony and the rest of them. Look, there's something going on. We could use some help. I think you're the right person for the job. Sharp eye and steady hand that you have.
Gregory just says nothing in response and waits for him to continue.
Yeah, I don't know the whole details. I just know that we need someone with your impressive track record that you hold. And we're having a meeting. We're having a family breakfast on Garv's Day morning. Guess that's 2 days from now. If you could just pop into the cobbler's cause and join us for some egg skillets and all that, we'd love to kind of talk details with you.
Sure. Hey, let's step outside for a second and get some air. Dad, I'll be right back. Kind of guide him outside.
He waves from the back room where he's taping boxes.
Bill, what talents are you talking about specifically?
Your sharp eye and your steady hand. The iron you pack at your side.
He'll whip out a pen and his notebook and he'll say, "It's my sharp eye, my quick hand when I write things down, and I can spot the details. I'm a journalist."
He just dead stares at you. His forehead knots up into a sea of wrinkles. Gregory, come on. We're downtown. You want me to? No. Look.
What?
I'm trying so hard to speak in innuendo. Yeah, you know that's not my strength. Don't make me spell it out.
Bill, it's just, I've had a hard time thinking about all of you and everyone else and everything that's happened after Nick's passed, and it's good to see you, but it's hard, Bill. It's real hard.
Boy, yeah. No, terrible thing. I know. I was just thinking who else would have those same talents and just, someone with that steady hand, that keen, that accuracy, and he finger guns into your chest. Me brother Sheldon. I know, we're all, I get it, mate, I do.
Gregor will think about this for a moment, kind of pick at his nails, bite his lip a little and look around. I'll hear you out. Can't make any promises, but I'll listen.
I appreciate it, mate. I know places and associations, they get heavy. I do. See you Wednesday morning. Great place you have here. Craigslist.
Oh, thank you. That's one of the biggest compliments he can get. He's very proud of his business right now.
Yeah. Bill will clap a calloused hand on your shoulder. Your dad's a good man, by the way. Enjoy getting to know him a bit. His jokes on point.
Yeah, it's try growing up with him. I'm just happy I get this time with him now.
Yeah, I imagine. Glad he's out of the hospital, out of the mines. It's good for him.
Yeah, me too. Anywhere's better than there, better than the hospital. Now he gets to be somewhere he gets to, not be breaking his back every day and gets to work with his son and his daughter, so.
Yeah. How is Tristan?
She's good. All things considered, it was very hard on her as well. But
yeah,
as good as she can be.
Yeah, she was really close with Nyx.
Yeah, and then it was Nyx, and then Nikki before that, and she's
yeah, right.
She's been through it just as much as all of us have too.
No more friends with Nick in the name. We should avoid that.
I think you may be right.
Well, we'll see you in a couple days.
Take some of these for the road, Bill. We'll hand him some cards.
Oh, will do. I'll spread the word.
Oh, thank you. See you, Bill. We'll go back inside.
So the following day, obviously the meeting that has been arranged is for Garv's Day. So Prime Day, Sill Day, Garv's Day. So this is Sill Day. This would be our Tuesday. I'd like to first focus in on Elix not at her home, but at her place of business. So Andy, would you like to paint a scene a little bit of the hospital lab? You've got leeway here.
Yeah, Elix has worked in the hospital for quite a few years now, and she basically runs her own lab, just like her house. It is very clean and very tidy. There's nothing out of place. Everything is labeled to an excessive amount. She's one of those people with a label maker, and everything gets a label. Every drawer has a label. Every box has a label. Things that probably don't need a label still have a label because they have a spot. And she is doing all her normal stuff for the hospital. She works in partially their research and development team. So she's got some stuff where she's working on various drugs and just trying to improve them for the hospital. Think if you had your pharmaceutical company mixed with the doctors running the clinical trials, they just handled all of it and they controlled all of it.
Right.
So she's getting everything set and ready for her patients, the stuff that's above board and the stuff that maybe isn't above board, and making sure that's labeled properly as well so it looks like it's above board.
Yeah. And one wrinkle with the stuff that may be less above board is your supervisor of the pharmacology lab, Caden O'Rooney.
Caden.
Yeah.
Caden's the worst.
He is a stickler. Now, you have worked with him long enough to kind of know his blind spots, but that doesn't mean that you should let your guard down around him. Like, he runs a tight ship. He always says that it's for the good of the hospital and the reputation of the hospital, which has been under fire lately and something that he and the board in control of the hospital is working on. But given that he directly supervises the pharmacology lab, anytime you see him coming around, he's a dwarf with salt and pepper hair and a respectable beard, but shorter than like a lot of the dwarves you would see. He keeps it kind of cut closer to the chin. Anytime you see him coming around with his thick bifocals, you know, like, be on your best behavior. And of course, your assistant, Natalie Teller, whose brother is in politics, she is wanting to eventually take on a role similar to what you do. So right now she's basically like a poorly paid intern, but at least she is paid, so she sticks around. She does like nurse responsibilities. She does some of the labeling for you and all of that. What's kind of your relationship with her?
I think Elix sees her as like a mentee. She treats her like she treats her kids to a certain extent, but with higher expectations. Elix does not believe in messing up. She believes in planning and getting things done right the first time. So she's definitely a little bit hard on Natalie. She's supportive and she lets her make mistakes, but you make a mistake once. And after that, you're losing something. So she's definitely a little bit tough, but she wants to see her succeed. She wants to see her to be able to take on some of this and also test to see how much of the other stuff she might be able to be brought in on, potentially.
Right. So around midday, what sort of project would Elix be working on in the lab?
Is the asshole around?
You see him down the hall, headed this direction.
So she would probably be working on something for the hospital to better the hospital. So it's an approved project, improving morphine or penicillin to some extent, whether it be a new delivery format or trying to make it just slightly better qualities. She's setting up a research project for that. So if he comes around, she has something positive to talk to him about.
Perfect. He does come around. He glances, he sees what you're working on, and he goes about doing some of his own inventorying.
Morning, Caden.
Oi, morning.
I wasn't expecting to see you. What are you working on?
Oh, just, this and that, the other.
And the other. Like any other day. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or just work today, Caden?
Oh, no, just checking in on the morphine injections you've been testing out here.
Yeah, they're not going so well. I mean, it's morphine, and it is what it is, but I haven't been able to quite figure out the injection mechanism yet to make it significantly better. Small improvements, but not anything worth investing in right now, unfortunately.
Well, it's the whole experimentation process, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm considering just giving this one to Natalie, because it's just a lot of repetitive work, and I think she could handle it, and moving on to some of the other stuff we were looking at.
Well, you think she can do it, then that's your decision. She seems a little, I wouldn't be sure to trust her with that myself, but that's your prerogative. He'll move around the table and just has his notepad. He's taking some notes, heads over to a filing cabinet, just checking the labels.
As he walks away, she just words, "You're such a prick."
The door to the lab pops open and Natalie pops her head in. Dr. Stith, there's a patient who needs an initial eval. I'm a little confused because I know I'm supposed to do that, but all of her vitals seem totally fine, but she's insistent that she needs, like, cramp medication.
Are you sure she's not an addict?
That was my suspicion. She found out that I was a nurse, said that she had to talk to a doctor. I told her they tell her the same thing. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
No, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. Hear that, Kaden? She did exactly what she's supposed to do.
Yep. Just a big, sarcastic thumbs up. Yeah, she's a good one.
Elix will put a smile on her face and take it away, Natalie. Who are we going to see?
A Quench. Mariah Quench.
Okay, sure. Let's go see this Mariah.
Natalie leads you down the hall into one of the rooms and draws the curtain back from the bed, and you would see this human woman in her early retirement age, like mid-60s, maybe late 60s. It looks like she dyes her hair. She's got crow's feet and laugh lines around her mouth that really makes her look very matronly in a really endearing way. She's got actually really fabulous bluish purple sparkly eyeshadow as well, really, really nice makeup. And she looks at you and she says, "Hello, Dr. Stith. It's about time we finally met."
Hello. I don't believe we've been acquainted. How can I help you?
She glances over at Natalie and says, "I've been experiencing some symptoms that makes me think that a little bit of medication will ease my discomfort."
I see. And she'll pat her chest pocket. Oh, Natalie, I forgot my pen back in the lab. Can you run back and grab that for me?
Oh, of course, Dr. Stith. Natalie heads out.
She'll pull the curtain around. Do you want to actually tell me what you would like now?
What would you say if I were to tell you that business in Granite Bay might be compromised?
I wouldn't be surprised. What type of compromised?
Oh, nothing terminal. Consider this a preventative checkup. I don't want business to go sideways for you, but the current clients of Granite Bay, their gold, let's say on their heels, is only pyrite.
Lackluster.
And
not so shiny.
Precisely. I want business to make dealings with real clients. For a healthy body, you need better organs.
I agree. Do you have a donor in mind?
That is precisely what I have in mind.
Thought so.
I would imagine your associates would not be upset if there were an organ transplant, so long as the body remains intact.
So long as the body remains intact, and as long as there aren't any dangers associated with said new organs.
Well, no surgery is 100% safe, but they are necessary.
They are necessary, but you do choose carefully where you get your donor organs from. You don't get them from addicts. You don't get them from reckless individuals.
You get them from the hale and healthy.
So as long as these new organs are from a sound source, they wouldn't care at all, as long as the body functions.
Right. My real name is Stacy Truby.
Truby. I see.
I imagine you do.
Hello, Stacy. Interesting
How do you like
place
egg skillets?
to come. What? Excuse me?
Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., the cobbler's cause.
That sounds like an abomination. Okay.
You haven't had my egg skillets. We're going to change this.
Is there hot sauce involved?
Of course.
This is... Okay. All right. Yes, of course. I will be there. Can you leave now so I can actually do my work?
Of course, yes. Lovely to meet you, dear. I imagine we'll be great friends.
We will be something. Have a great day. Stacy, I'm gonna go catch Natalie before she gets in trouble. I didn't actually leave a pen.
So Stacy opens the door and Natalie is there holding 6 pens. I wasn't sure which one was yours, so I brought all of them.
Oh, you went in the drawer labeled pens. Okay, thank you. I will take this one. This individual is all set. I was able to get her set up with a prescription, so we're good here, Natalie. I just borrowed a pen.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
I have a project for you back in the lab.
Oh, okay. She'll head down the hall again. As she does so, you can follow her. Stacy will head the opposite direction, and the rest of the day is pretty uneventful. You come home to a house with 2 teens in varying degree of being teens, doing homework, being a little bit moody, whatever got into them today. It's an off day for them, right?
She would have bought Alfie something that he wanted and snuck it to him for also doing well.
Geist, on Sill Day, does your routine differ any from this past Prime Day? You've got your trash griffins. You've got a store without an owner right now.
He's sent a message to the gentleman brigands. He wants to make sure that they are aware of what has transpired. So they know, but they work on their own timeline. So I don't think he's going to be holding his breath waiting for them. I think it's business as usual. They'll contact him whenever they want to. I think he spends some time with the book. It's been a love-hate relationship. It's so remarkably challenging to decipher some of the things that are within this text. And I think he's remarkably disappointed with what the first discovery was. I think it's that short-sightedness, like, oh yes, I finally did it. I solved something. This is going to be the solution. And it's a scroll for unerring sphere. No, this isn't how you bring someone back from the dead. This isn't how you fix everything. So I think he's on the book for a couple of days, off the book for a couple of days, and this is probably the beginning of a bender focusing on the book.
Perfect. Now, as you're reading through the book, I assume that would just be in the Undercroft beneath the priesthood of Pekash. I imagine you have some provisions, but given that you're...
Less than I should, probably.
Yeah, right. So it's like just enough to skirt by every few days. So are there... I mean, even if they're just like basic Cheetos runs or liquid banana peel runs, whatever it may be.
Oh, finally, something I understand.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think he's losing time as much as he was just a couple of months ago, but I still think that there are often times where he goes to grab some rations and there simply isn't anything there. So whether that's walking back to the Whispering Winds, I would be Roger, am upset about this, but I think this has likely happened several times. I think he knows when various shipments and deliveries arrive to certain businesses or locations. Caviar Courtyard, Time to Dine, New Lease, and I think he knows how to pilfer a little bit off the top of some of these places from the alleys where things are dropped off, but maybe before the employees bring them inside. So I think he's probably needs to go shopping to get some more rations to make it through a bit.
Yeah. So today looks like it's the Caviar Courtyard.
I mean, they do have amazing service there.
Famously. Although if you're gathering food in the way that you suggest, that is not a benefit that you'd be able to enjoy.
Correct. Unfortunately, I will not be dining in today. I will be dining al fresco in the alley.
All right. Could I have you make a dexterity check or an intellect check, and you can add sneaking or evading. This is keeping a low profile as you're pilfering.
Of course.
I feel bad making you be the only one to roll so far.
So that's a 7.
Uh-huh.
This should be studied.
It should be studied. It really should. Hey, I'm rolling bad too.
Well, you say that, but it's higher than mine.
It was an 8. Yeah, so you've got some Caviar Courtyard food. You're in the alley behind the establishment.
I kick a trash can. Shit.
Isn't it inconvenient how those trash cans appear wherever you put your foot as soon as you look away?
I'm not doing anything. I'm on my way. And he attempts to get out of there, but then he stops. Do I recognize the voice?
Yeah, he does recognize the voice. And then the light at the end of a cigarette illuminates the face under a cap that's like pulled down for inconspicuousness. But his sharp features, his pointy ears jutting out from past the cap, and his haunted eyes that might mirror yours in some way, it is unmistakable. This is Tony Balzano.
I can't imagine that you frequent the establishment known as the Caviar Courtyard. What brings you to this fine alley? I believe they have servers up front.
What makes you think? Well, doesn't matter. I love the service here, so I do frequent this place.
Famous for it.
Indeed. Less a fan of their alleyways. I prefer the service indoors, but
it's peaceful and quiet back here, and very rarely are you disturbed.
And for that, I apologize. Guys, how long has it been since you've had a good home-cooked meal?
Roger doesn't know the specific days, but I think Geist is a little bit of like a petty bitch right now, and he gives like the exact 6 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, 4 hours, if I recall correctly.
It's possible you're off by a couple hours. Regardless, how'd you like a nice home-cooked egg skillet tomorrow morning?
I think Geist has this incredulous look on his face as he looks around the alleyway surrounded by trash. He probably has like half of a garlic bread that's just sitting here. and looks to this individual, Tony. Apologies if this comes off terse or otherwise. Well, actually, I don't care. I haven't spoken to you in months. You've tracked me down to this alleyway, and you are offering me an egg skillet. I think we both know that's bullshit. What do you want?
I appreciate that you don't mince your words. The tomatoes will be minced tomorrow morning, but regardless.
Geist makes note of it.
Guys, you have been treated, shall we say, unkindly by the Trubies, and we want to make that right, and to be frank, we need you.
Who all is going to be there?
That remains to be seen. The plan is we're putting together a team of... we've got a sharpshooter lined up, we've got some muscle lined up. The sharpshooter in question is your old friend, Gregory. I believe the two of you have still stayed in contact.
Yes. Deadeye Orso.
Deadeye Orso, indeed. Rendo being the muscle of the operation, assuming they say yes. I'll be there, of course. You can expect the Trubies to be there. Pete, Bill, Stacy, Annabelle, Nia.
And what
Courtney
role
Keane,
am I
of course.
supposed to fill on this team exactly, Tony?
Damage control.
I think he laughs out loud. It bounces off the walls of this alley. Damage control? Damage control, are you sure about that?
He just takes a long drag of his cigarette.
I think Geist looks down at his left hand, which is unnecessarily calloused from his recent outings. It's covered in a little bit of grime. His fingernails are not well manicured. There's dirt under the nails, and he looks at his right hand and he's holding a tossed away, half-eaten garlic bread on a French baguette here. And I think he's trying to save any dignity that he has. Well, I don't think a single egg skillet is going to kill me, so I'll come listen to what you have to say. But I make no promises.
Nor would I expect you to, after what you've been through.
Fine. And I think there's a moment where he's about to ask, like, a follow-up question, trying to see if he can just garner a little bit of information. Tony was a connection to Nyx. There was something there. There was more to that story that he will never be able to fully get, but he's got a chance here to ask a question. And he chooses not to and kind of does an awkward point with a half stick of garlic bread towards Tony.
And this is actually what I was about to say before you said that. So it's almost a perfect character foil moment, right? You see a very similar thought process go through Tony. His cigarette is like burning down, but it's still got a couple puffs left. He starts to extend it towards you as like a peace offering, right? Like a symbol, let you have the rest of it. And then he drops it and grinds it under his foot. And then he just nods and steps into the shadows.
I think Geist throws the garlic bread back into the trash and just storms off.
The morning of Garb's Day comes. The cobbler's cause is thick with the aroma of egg skillets with lots of hot sauce.
And minced tomatoes.
Minced tomatoes. Each of you are back in the cobbler's cause. For some of you, this is home. For some, this is your first time back. Your first time walking across the courtyard where your friend died. So a quick check-in. We'll do this roughly in the order I imagine people would appear. That means we're starting with Nia because, you wake up here. How are you feeling on this day, knowing that there's a gathering with some familiar faces reconvening?
I think it's, bittersweet because this is the first time everybody has really gotten together in this kind of way other than her funeral, basically. So I think kind of the way if you travel abroad for an extended period of time, when you come home, they say that it can be like a little bit odd. I think she is bracing for it to feel kind of odd. Like she's gotten back to a place where it should feel familiar and good and correct, but it most certainly will not to a certain extent. But she's gonna try to make the most of it.
Elix strikes me as a very punctual person, so we'll turn to her next. I imagine a very different sort of emotional resonance coming into this place.
Yeah, she has no emotional connection to this place, so she's coming into this wondering what the fuck is going to be pitched to her, because it's got to be good. And also being like, these Trubies got some fucking balls, man, with everything that they've done over the last couple months, coming in and being like, hey, we're the better team. She's like, yeah, sure, fuck, okay, we'll see what happens here. So she's just going in, trying to have a clear mind, trying to be proved wrong, and to her, it's probably going to just fail, and she'll be going about her day later.
Right. And the one face that might provoke some emotional resonance is you walk into the main room and you see old Uncle Hugo. Mincing tomatoes.
Good.
Yeah, that would cheer her up. So, is Hugo a good cook?
He's at least a great mincer.
It is known.
He has lots of work with a prison shiv.
That's what he's using on the tomatoes right now, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she would make herself at home. She's gonna see how far she can push some Shroobies here.
Mm-hmm.
She would just walk into the kitchen right with Hugo and just start helping.
Yeah, nobody bats an eye at that, actually. I think that it's kind of a toss-up between Gregory or Rendo who shows up next. So I'll go with Gregory just because Alex is top left on the screen.
Right, okay.
Gregory's feeling very apprehensive. There's a lot of emotions going through him. Every step he takes is like memories flooding back into his brain, basically. He enters very quietly, trying to keep a poker face, because it's like that thing when you're trying your best to hide all of your emotions, but like there's a light sweat breaking out over your face. At the same time, you're like very dewy. Kind of that thing. He's nervous, apprehensive. Like, as good as it is to see some of these people again, he just has a very uneasy feeling being here. He'll just walk in and quietly take a seat.
Yeah. How about Rendo?
Rendo, I don't think has quite as big of feelings. He is mostly excited to be in the same room as everyone again, and a little nervous to hear what the reason is. He always feels a little nervous and a little awkward in these kinds of meeting settings, these important conversations. He always feels a bit out of place. So he's got his locked in face on. It's like, I'm gonna know exactly what we're talking about, or at least I'm gonna pretend to, and I'm gonna read the room and try to stay as present as possible, the same as everybody else. And I think he might feel a little bit more awkward, feeling the more tension-esque feelings from other people in the room. He could feel it hanging in the air a little bit. He wants to be able to be more relaxed than he is right now.
Awesome. And Geist, would you show up on time? I figure you're probably the least likely to out of the party, but that's entirely in your court.
No, I don't think Geist is a very timely or punctual person right now, and I think the concept of breakfast time has been lost on him over the past 6 months.
So, for the first period of time, Hugo and Stacy would be, and I guess Elix would be setting out the skillets on the table, and Pete would say, "Thank you all for joining me here. For now, for a few moments at least, enjoy the food. I'm hoping for one more to join us. We'll give the individual a few more minutes, see if they turn up. Hot sauce, anyone?"
Oh yeah, I'll take some.
I brought my own.
Here you go, Rendo. You brought your own, fancy. I imagine yours is probably much better than the stuff we have here.
Oh, it's definitely better than the stuff you have here. She just pulls like 2 bottles out of her pockets and puts them on the table. This one, if you're used to that shit. This one, if you like spicy.
Hold on. Your own. Did you make this?
Of course.
Really? You look familiar. I don't know if we've officially met yet. Were you at the
I was going to do
presidential
introductions when the other fellow got here, but Rendo, this is our associate, Dr. Elix Stith. She's a chemist, hence why I'm certain that her hot sauce is better than my own.
Oh, well, then I really need to
good.
try it now.
Gregory, what? Are you delivering something?
That's why you're
How's
here.
Gregory's list going?
How's the hospital going?
Actually, quite well.
Same here. Good to hear. Gregory's just as surprised to see Elix as she was to see him. So he like walked in, he was like, "What the fuck?"
Is he? Looks at Pete. Oh, he's
He's
part.
He's here, yes.
No shit. Gregory, look at you. Does your dad know?
Gregory whips out his notebook. At the same time, Elix says, "Oh shit," he's ready to go. Oh shit.
Rendo has put a huge helping of the spicy hot sauce and is enjoying it very much.
He knows.
Oh, this this is amazing. This is really good. I need your recipe.
Don't buy the... No. Nope.
Well, maybe... I'd love to talk to you about this later, actually. I have my own establishment. I think this would really kick things up a notch if you'd be open to something.
Do you all own businesses? Is this like a business meeting? We have Craig's List. You own... What do you own?
Craigslist.
I got a place out in my Adepts, a bar called New Lease. I don't know if you've been there before. I feel like
I don't drink, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, we've got water and food that doesn't have alcohol in it.
We've got water, we got lemons.
And food. He's working on his salesmanship, but it's a great place.
Lemons, we've got a new thing called lemonade. It's good, it's sweet.
I feel like that's been around for... Sure, no, that's... Yes, absolutely. We can talk about the hot sauce and whatever you like. Absolutely.
Great. Digs in more than this.
Just water. You don't... Just... That's it. Sorry. No. It's going to be a fantastic place, I'm sure. We can introduce other drinks like juice and, fruits.
Sure. Yeah, sounds great.
I suppose we should get down to business. I had hoped that one more would be joining us, but it seems it was a little too much, a little too soon. That sounded like silverware. I was so in the scene. I was like, what was that?
That was so immersive.
You okay down there, Gregory?
Sorry, drop my pen.
He dropped his pen into his eggs.
Now, does Guys show up before we get into business, or is he going to make like a really late appearance?
I want them to start the first sentence.
Okay. Yep.
And he arrives at the perfectly worst time to interrupt the start of it after waiting that long.
Yeah. I hoped that one more individual would join us. It seems that it was a little too much, a little too soon. So, down to business. The Trubies and the Cordiahines as well have run into a bit of a... I won't beat around the bush. We've run into a bit of a financial crisis, for which Nia and I have come up with a, I believe, flawless solution. The solution in a word is drugs.
I think Geist walks in right now.
Geist, there's a heavy punctuation, a heavy silence after that as Pete looks across the dining table with various half-eaten egg skillets and looks to you and just lets all of your last interactions hang between you for a moment.
I think it's important to know that whether it was a fully conscious decision, I think Geist is wearing Valor a little bit like armor metaphorically. He would have utilized his vendetta ambition ability prior here. He's entering into the space knowing that if things don't go the way he believes that they could possibly go, he's just assured in the fact that he feels confident he could kill both Bill and Pete before anyone could stop him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes Valor feel okay about this meeting after such a paltry and meek performance last time whenever he did absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So after an uncomfortable silence in which Gregory's pen drops into his eggs, Pete says, Geist, please sit, have an egg skillet, and I want to extend condolences. We didn't get a chance to speak after.
That's correct. There was much happening and there was much to do.
There was. I did things and I said things. I wish they went down differently.
You did exactly as anyone in your position would do. I don't fault you for that. And I also assign no blame to you as to anything that happened.
That's remarkably understanding of you.
I think he just shrugs. It's very matter of fact.
Hugo is aggressively eating his skillet, just trying to ignore that.
Rendo chokes on his eggs.
Elix is fascinated.
Sorry.
This is like watching a soap opera.
Right, so, guys, to catch you up to speed, our new friend over there is Dr. Elix Stith. She's with the Montavier Hospital and has made the most amazing hot sauce, so dig in.
Blue cap, safe one. Red cap, dangerous one. Go for it.
Thank you.
The dangerous in the best way. We're looking to Well, my mother put it best in the way that she went about phrasing it to Dr. Stith. We're looking to effectively implement an organ transplant in the organism that is the drug trade. As it currently stands, the Gold Boots, who primarily operate out of Shantydale in the northeast, they're the primary disseminators of the cartel's drugs from Granite Bay. And they have played it rather safe, and they lack innovation, they lack vision. That's something that we Trubies, Koryahines, Severses have no shortage of. And a change in management would revitalize the cartel's grip, the cartel's profits from Dirge, while also providing a steady stream of income that the Trubies have come to need, given our legal dealings with the Dirge Police Department.
Your crew really believes in you here, Pete.
I'm sorry,
We're family.
I'm a bit confused. We're doing drug trade and organ transplants?
The organ transplants are a metaphor, Rendo. We're not actually selling kidneys or anything like that.
Right. Okay.
He is gonna start lighting a cigarette and just glance at Pete and be like, I told you to leave out the fucking metaphors for this meeting.
It was artistic. I liked the way me mother put it. No. All right. Very blunt. The Gold Boots are currently the ones receiving the cartel's exports from Granite Bay. The Gold Boots are currently the ones distributing these exports through Dirge and through the territories just outside of Dirge. The Gold Boots have not capitalized on the asset that they have been granted custody of. The cobblers would. The cartel has no reason to trust us, and he'll look directly at Elix when he says that. We have done nothing to prove our mettle in recent days. In recent days, all we've done is been in and out of the courtroom arguing with one officer after another about car bombings in Bellowton, excuse me. We have not held our best foot forward. That's something that I intend to change. The Gold Boots, having been given a lucrative industry, a lucrative product with highly intelligent individuals, they have squandered the gift that has been handed to them. And that's both offensive to me, and it is irresponsible for the cartel to stay with a gang that is, let's say, they leave a lot to be desired. Something, a void that I believe the Troopy is capable of filling, that I believe the Cobbler is capable of filling. Consider this, Dr. Stith, consider this a job application. My proposition is that I already have intelligence. You obviously don't have to confirm this. I understand the position that you're in, Dr. Stith. I have it on good intelligence that a new experimental drug has been developed in the laboratories at Granite Bay and is going to be shipped to Dirge for initial dissemination. The plan is for that dissemination to be done through the competent but uninspired hands of the Gold Boots. The reality is that the Gold Boots will receive cocaine, something that we have, something that we will not miss, something that, while valuable, is not nearly as valuable as this new drug is supposed to be. What I'm proposing is that we put together a team to switch the contents of the crates being shipped out, that we take possession of the new drug. Dr. Stith, that you verify that it is what we believe it to be, that you give us 6 weeks to distribute, see what kind of profits we turn. I have not met Miles myself, but I believe this sort of job application to speak his language.
That it does. I mean, no skin off my back. If you guys fail, he kills you guys.
Right. And if we don't fail, it's lucrative for the cartel. It's lucrative for us. Our legal problems dry up. Business expenses taken care of. Medical bills gone.
So we're just doing a crate switch. Sounds simple enough.
Right. The problem is how and when. The crates are least guarded when they're on the train between Granite Bay and Dirge.
A train heist.
I'm proposing a train heist.
That sounds very interesting.
This group's history with cars isn't good. You think trains is going to be any better?
They're on tracks. What can go wrong? I can't say that with a straight face. Yes, Gregory. I think that we've all learned from our mistakes. That's all any of us can do, right? We make mistakes, we learn, we do better.
Oh boy.
Right.
Well, I still haven't learned how to drive.
You don't need to know how to drive to go on a train. I have
That's
a question.
the beautiful thing about trains. Yes, please.
How many people in this room do I have to worry about doing drugs?
I personally take offense that this would even be. This is a professional group and establishment. Am I wrong? And she's just gonna make eye contact with Bill specifically.
Right. Professional.
So that's 2.
While I laughed right there, I am going to say Pete has his, professional poker face on right there, so he doesn't break in that moment. The exchange between Nia and Bill is telling.
Gregory looks over at Elix with a subtly raised eyebrow. Look around the room.
And then Hugo makes eye contact with Elix and just smirks.
Okay. So we're not going to talk about our liabilities before we go into a job. Great application you have here, Pete. She'll sit back and put her feet up.
As capable as everyone here is, you've got a room full of liabilities as well, Elix.
Does anybody get into this business that isn't a walking liability?
No.
Kind of comes with the territory, doesn't it?
I'm not asking you not to be a liability. I'm asking you to be honest about being a liability. You can't plan for successful things if you don't know the people you're working with. But it's fine.
Fair enough, Doctor.
It's your job.
I think it's safe to say everybody in this room has done drugs, would do drugs again, and does, in fact, often enjoy doing drugs. But we also know when we shouldn't touch the product. Am I wrong? And she's just going to look around the room, especially at Bill again.
Bill is nodding in lockstep with you.
I don't do drugs.
I don't do
Says the
muffin.
junkie in the corner.
She's gonna, just raise her eyebrow looking at Geist.
I don't touch the stuff, it'll kill you.
Pete nods and he'll say, I do know the liabilities of my people, Elix. Dr. Stith, pardon me. I've invited everyone here into this room for a reason.
I believe you do. I was asking simply if I'm to go along, if I could have some insight too, but it seems like I'm not allowed that level of transparency yet, so that is fine.
I believe that the unique talents in this room make for an excellent heist group. And what's especially wonderful about the cobblers is that given the connections represented in this room, distribution is already taken care of.
Job application first, then the job.
Of course.
Well, I'm excited to get on a train.
Oh, you intend to join us for the heist?
Well, I have to watch what happens. How am I supposed to verify it? You're gonna get it all
That
the way
is
here.
An excellent point.
I am quite excited as well. I've never been on a train.
Wonderful inventions.
Dr. Stith, I imagined that you verifying that the product we retrieve is the correct one would suffice, but I will not belabor the point if you wish to accompany us on the heist, provided, of course, that, well, should things go sideways, I expect you not to take a bullet for us, nor would we for you.
I wouldn't. The product is the important thing, not you.
As long as we have an understanding and transparency.
Completely.
So is everyone good to be going on this heist? Looks at Geist.
I know Geist was invited to come over to the table and grab some delicious egg skillet, but I think he's been just like Shadow Daddy lurking over by the window ledge during this conversation. Rindo, of course. What gives you any inclination that I would not be prepared to handle something like this?
I just thought you were in a different sort of business now is all.
I find myself between positions currently. The serving gig didn't work out.
That's a shame.
It really was.
Well, is there anything else that we need to work out while we're all here?
I mean, if we're all of one accord, we should get down to brass tacks and plan the robbing of the train. Are we all of an accord? Geist sounds as though you're in. Rindo, Gregory.
I said I couldn't make any promises. I need a minute right now. We'll stand upside to walk out the door.
Rendo's gaze lingers on Geist for a little bit longer, and then he'll turn away. Yeah, I'm in.
All right, then.
I think that Nia would just go up to Geist and would say to him kind of quietly, if you intend to join us, you could at least have the decency to sit at the table that my mother-in-law provided. And if not, you can get out.
I think he takes that opportunity whenever you're kind of like leaning in for this moment, and he whispers into you, "This is the direction that you would like to point me in. I am happy to stay. I owe you this favor, and that's why I'm staying."
I'm not looking for any favors. We thought you'd be good for the job. She's gonna go and sit down.
I think he stays over there.
She's gonna light a cigarette. She's gonna glance at him. She's gonna have looked at Gregory walking out of the door as she's sitting down, and then looked at across over at Elix, and then back at Pete, and just real fun bunch you got here, Pete.
Pete is obviously wearing a mask right now, knowing that this was a gamble, and watching the dice still clattering on the table, having not yet settled, seeing one over by the wall, one walked out but lingering outside the window. Right, well, rest of us that are here at this table, let's get down to planning. This has been The Ties That Bind. Jump into our Discord, discord.gg/QRpublishing to discuss this episode. Check out patreon.com/quasi-real-publishing for a variety of subscription tiers. And until next time, keep crafting those myths.
All right. Okay, Tinker, my love, I know you can do this. Here we go. And here we're turning into another creature, and Daniel Trout! Why, earlier today, you were making it work so perfectly, and now, I just know it, you're gonna do great, and it's a Jesse Fish Crab, Corey Griffin, and a Luke McWilliams at ya. Great, this is perfect. Okay, I'm fine, I'm cool, it's all good. Here we go. All right, Tinker, I want you to focus, and Blair Little, Art, really, and Ryan Scripter, Michael E. Tom, it's unbelievable. Okay, all right, this is it. Perhaps I'm just working you too hard. We're just gonna take it back a little slowly, and Adam Buck. All right. Well, Daniel Pinfound and Brooke Stevens. Yeah, Kitsy of the whole thing. Yeah. You know what, Tinker, I think we're done for the day. You've been a little Tom Kearney about this whole thing. So the other Kate your way, Miles Matheson, into the house, and that's all there is to it.